I think we all know that the future timeline in Dragon Ball Z is very depressing. With Goku dying due to the heart virus and the Z fighters getting killed by the androids, it's hard not to sympathize with characters that have been through traumatic experiences. And what made this even more sad is that Gohan was too powerless to stop the androids and eventually got killed by the android. This storyline is a stark contrast to the beginning of Dragon Ball, which was supposed to be funny and entertaining. In this video, I'll be talking about how Dragon Ball went from a lighthearted story to a much more serious show. So if you like content like this, please hit that subscribe button. In order to start this video, we gotta ask ourselves, why did the story change from happy-go-lucky series to a dark, grim storyline? For those of you that haven't watched Dragon Ball, it wasn't always serious. At least it wasn't always meant to be serious. If you look at the first issue of the series, it was always meant to be lighthearted and comedic, like Dragon Ball's predecessor, Dr. Slump, which Akira Toriyama created. Moments like Goku meeting Bulma, Goku meeting Master Roshi, Goku getting the Nimbus, they were all used to comedic effect. Rightfully so, it used to be a story that would make you laugh. As Goku started growing stronger and stronger, his opponents got far less comedic and far more ruthless. Look no further than the Demi King Piccolo saga, where we would see the first instance of characters dying in the series. From my conclusion, I think Akira Toriyama wanted to separate Dragon Ball from the shadows of Dr. Slump. I mean, there are statements out there stating that he wanted to make Dragon Ball more action-packed and serious. And it's this decision that Akira Toriyama made that changed the Dragon Ball series forever. And don't get me wrong, Dragon Ball Z has some comedic moments, it's just not as much as Dragon Ball. And I just want to also further my point here, without the seriousness of Dragon Ball Z, characters would not grow. A good example of this is the series of Invincible. We can see Mark's progression through the series as fights become more deadly, up until he first gets his powers, then fighting his dad, then eventually fighting Conquest. What I'm trying to say here is that he's growing through conflict, much like every other shonen protagonist. And who doesn't like to see their favorite superhero triumph through challenges? Ultimately, I think Dragon Ball is trying to show us a more better emotional depth story, a story that can deal with loss, grief, and PTSD, and I think this changes for the better.